We love a big package that includes all the cocktails. So on board Windstar Star Legend, we of course had to give them all a try. Hi, it's Linz from Sweet Natured. As always, I'm joined by Margie.
Hello.
Hello, who put the video together. And this is my first time watching. So yes, Windstar Star Legend, All In Package. Let's see what we can see.
Well, as you said, Linz, today we're going to be reviewing the all-inclusive or the all-in package for Windstar Cruises.
Yes.
Now, if you were just taking their, I think they class it as the ultimate or the unlimited drinks package, it says different things on different things, then that would be the same thing as this. You just wouldn't get the Wi-Fi and the gratuities as well.
Okay.
And I thought it's probably just worth breaking down what the all-inclusive package includes. Kind of did it a little bit there. But for $99 a day, you get the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So 2 devices, the unlimited beverage package.
Yes.
And the hotel and beverage service charge, which is your gratuity and your 18% service charge that you would pay if you bought your drinks individually.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
It's also worth just touching on the Wi-Fi is the fastest that we've yet seen it from an internet download speed on any cruise ship.
Well, thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
I just knew I could send pictures to people.
And that worked.
Yes.
The package is $79 per day if you just took the unlimited package. But if you buy it on the ship, it's $89.
Yes.
And your hotel charge for the gratuity is $16 per day. And you pay 18% on each drink if you haven't got the package.
Okay.
I've put some other figures on there. People can read them and sort of get a gist of it in terms of if you were paying things a la carte, what beers, wines, cocktails cost as a sort of an idea. One of the things that's really unusual on a drinks package, because there's only a few that do it,
Yes.
is your minibars included.
Yes, and it's refilled.
It is. Now, it's probably worth me saying that the soft drink element are included in your standard fare. So the colas and the 7-Ups, even if you haven't got the drinks
it's very
package,
virgin.
yeah, they're still included. But all the alcohol is there as well.
Yeah.
What did you think of the package, sort of given that as soon as we got on the ship, you were upstairs within about 16 minutes going through the cocktail list?
Well, this is where I went wrong right at the start, because there were 2 cocktails that they weren't covered by the package, and they were the 2 that we chose.
They were literally the only 2 cocktails on all of the menus during the entire cruise that weren't in the package.
I'm really good at that.
I don't know how we did it, because everything else on the menus at all time was included in there.
I love those spicy nibbles.
The best thing about those nibbles at the bars, because they all had them at different bars, is they kept changing. It wasn't just one type of nibble.
Yeah, but I liked those nibbles. I like a nibble, and I like to stick with that kind of nibble.
Fair enough. You're very nibble specific.
Yes.
Look, that one's got some little wasabi peas in that one.
Okay, I might try them.
But the drinks package itself was probably one of the most complete packages that we've seen on any cruise ship. I think we set probably Princess as the sort of premium bar when looking at drinks packages.
Yes.
In terms of who does it best.
Yeah.
From all the options that are on here,
Yeah.
I had this very near that level.
Me too. Loved it.
So when you're just talking about the drink side of things,
Yeah.
apart from the 2 that we picked out randomly as his first 2 drinks, there was never another drink during it, whether we had wine, cocktails, spirits, that wasn't included in there.
No.
It's a little bit confusing as to what is and isn't included, in that they don't say it's a limit of, say, $17 per drink. It doesn't say anything like that anywhere. It says all of the house spirits and a select premium brands are included. But as I said, pretty much everything else we had was included.
Oh, that was a very nice porn star / passion fruit martini.
I think it was classed as a passion fruit martini on here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But as I say, just going back to sort of what's included in there, even when we were just sat down there and they're just randomly walking around with some hot chocolate and putting some rum in there.
Oh, that sounds good.
All included.
It was the
See,
fire.
It was the cinnamon fireball.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
hot
you're
chocolate.
quite right. It was lovely, wasn't it? And they were just sort of wandering around and sort of asking, did you want one?
I mean, I could do with that all the time, actually. That would be a nice...
I can't remember, was it warm, the chocolate on
Yes,
that one? Yeah.
it was, yes.
Because there were a couple of special ones that they had. Mm-hmm. Well, just while we're waiting for some more drinks to come round, would you like to invite people to subscribe?
I would love to invite you to subscribe. Thank you, as always, if you already have done.
Yes, thank you. And you can also follow along on all the major social media at Sweet Natured. Back to the next drinks. I thought I'd just show that they actually have dedicated drinks menus at every time of day, from breakfast and your little mimosas.
I love a mimosa for breakfast.
A lot of Bloody Mary type stuff.
Yes.
Lunches, and the lunch dedicated cocktails that they had changed each day, which I'd forgotten about until I was putting this video together. And I thought, oh yeah, they did change
Oh,
each
the
day.
old-fashioned was good as well.
Well, I had the one that had, I think, like cherry in there. Was it the First Officer? It just showed it on there a second ago, so I should better remember.
This is me having my old-fashioned. I love an old-fashioned.
With lunch.
With lunch. I mean...
I can't remember what food you were pairing it with that day. Oh, potatoes. I could have just taken a stab in the dark. I think that was the paella day, and you had patatas bravas with it.
Yeah, I've just got to say, I do have Irish heritage, so...
And like your potatoes. In an evening, our sort of go-to was the Compass Rose.
Yes.
For sort of starting and ending the evening. But also sort of during the day, when we were in the restaurant, for instance, on the galley day,
Yeah.
you had a lot of choice of wine, the same as in the evening.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
They'd put on this particular one that I'm showing here, I think it was International Ladies' Day.
Women's Day.
Women's Day.
It wasn't at the races.
Okay. Yes, there was no
Women.
horses in there. Women's Day. Thank you for correcting me there. But they also had a special cocktail that they made, and that was included in the package.
Oh, I love that little new bag. Can't fit a phone in it, so it won't be going out, but it's cute.
No, it's not the most practical of bags.
I had my lipstick in.
Lipstick and a tissue, I think.
That sounds about right. Can't be without a tissue.
All of the cocktails that we got, I mentioned earlier on that it says select premium beverages and such. All of the cocktails had really premium beverages in, like, for instance, Patron in the tequila ones,
Yes.
Grey Goose in the vodka ones.
Yes.
So it wasn't that we were using sort of like
Kirkland.
Kirkland. I'm sure Kirkland do a great
But people
mezcal,
get-
but it wasn't sort of a cheap brand.
No, it was top shelf.
It was, and you could tell.
Yeah, I love me a top shelf cocktail.
You do. Now, they did have some premium spirits over and above, like some really premium whiskies that they weren't included in the package.
No.
But we don't drink that anyway, so it didn't affect us.
No.
But literally everything else that we wanted, or everything that we wanted, was included, apart from those first two cocktails.
The first two that we ordered, I didn't like yours.
You didn't like that one then?
Where's my devil's margaritas?
Don't worry, they'll be coming soon for you. I wouldn't leave you without your devil's margaritas. They were a revelation for you, weren't they?
Loved them. Absolutely.
Margarita with a red wine float on it. I don't think there's anything else fancy in there. But it was nice to sort of have a package which, as we said, included the Wi-Fi, included the gratuities, included the service charge within there, because we didn't pay an extra 18% or anything. Where at the end of the cruise...
There it is.
It's your devil's margarita.
Love it.
At the end of the cruise, we didn't have a single thing on our bill that was to do with Wi-Fi, service charges, or drinks.
Loved that drink. Loved that drink.
You did like that, didn't you?
I'm not sure it loved me back.
I feel it did love you.
I don't know.
Do you feel it was a one-sided drink relationship?
I think it might have been.
It hadn't stopped you enjoying them.
No.
And I'm sure there'll be more in the future for you.
I will enjoy them going forward, but I'm not gonna hold out hope.
Is there anything about the package that you weren't happy with, or that you would have liked to see change?
Well, that's a very good question. Because we've got the waters were all included.
Yeah.
I love that. I thought it was amazing.
I'm struggling to think, and obviously I put the video together, so I've been thinking while I've been doing that, but I was struggling to think of how I would improve it massively, apart from those two cocktails that we picked randomly at the start being included.
Yeah.
And maybe just having a little bit more clarity in terms of what is or isn't included.
Yeah.
But for us, pretty much everything was anyway.
Oh, this is the... What's that?
That's one of the specialty cocktails in Quadro
Quadro.
44.
Yeah.
Because we also had,
Sangria.
yeah, and they're never small portions that
No.
you get in there. The full measures.
Yeah.
And we could tell often fairly early evening that they were full measures. One of my favourite things about the package was the wine, especially in the main dining room, which is where we tended to have it most.
Yeah.
Because the amount of choice that you had on there, every wine that you're seeing
Oh, yeah,
in
it
here
wasn't
by
like
the glass.
Celebrity where you might find one.
No, every wine was included. There was a big selection of sparkling champagnes
Only
as well.
a couple of rosés, but they were very nice, and they did have like a Whispering Angel Provence
Type thing.
rosé. Yeah.
But one of the bits that I really, really liked about it was that they opened the bottle for you of what you wanted and left it in touching distance
Yes.
and just kept coming and refilling it.
yeah.
Whereas any other cruise line that we've been on where we've had the drinks package and you have a glass of wine, you then have to ask for another one and it'll turn up a few minutes later. That was exactly the same as us just buying a bottle of wine,
Yeah.
but cheaper.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
After dinner drinks.
Oh, these were good. These were so good.
I mean, we haven't touched on it because I don't think we did any, but there is a big mocktail section and a really big zero-proof one as well, using the proper zero-proof alcohol replacements.
Yeah.
So the cocktails taste virtually the same. So if you are thinking, you might want to have a day where you don't want to have sort of as much alcohol, there is a big option on there as well. But just a summary, I mentioned earlier, I just felt it needed a little bit more clarity. And at first glance, it doesn't appear cheap. But $51 plus the 18% on every drink we would have purchased,
Yeah.
we would have paid anyway. We'd have bought the Wi-Fi and paid for the gratuities.
Yes.
So it works out at under $40 a day
Well,
for great drinks quality, service and Wi-Fi.
amazing. Loved it. I loved it. And the cocktails were divine.
So we've given it a 9.5 out of 10.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you, darling. Cheers.
Thank you, Linz.
Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.